Welcome, my peeps, my peoples. Please like, comment, subscribe, share the video. It'll be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart, my peeps, my peoples. So let's talk. Let's talk about Jackie Christie. Let's talk about Evelyn. Let's talk about Takari. Let's talk about Basketball Wives. And let's talk about Jaxson Lee, Hollywood Unlocked. Takari was on Hollywood Unlocked today, and she actually answered a lot of my questions because I have a playlist called Basketball Wife Drama, and there were some questions that I have for Takari, and she answered them today. So let's talk. So, one of the things that happened on Basketball Wives, this week is that, Tammy and Evelyn and Jackie was having an argument about what went down with the GoFundMe with Takari. Did, Evelyn, give Takari the GoFundMe money right before she was going to film for Basketball Wives? And then also, Tammy and Jackie also say that Evelyn donated to Takari after, Takari had raised all the money for her GoFundMe account, and she just gave her that money just to give it to her, to say that she gave it to her. So, the goal was reached from the GoFundMe account, and Evelyn just donated anyway. So Takari cleared that up today, and she actually said that when Evelyn donated the money to the GoFundMe account, that she was only at $1,800, and actually Evelyn donated to her GoFundMe account right after she put up the GoFundMe account. So I guess that answers a question. So, and also Takari said Evelyn did reach out to her, and they reached out to each other through Instagram and through IG. That's how they had a conversation. That's how they talked. And Evelyn was trying to get her on the show, but Jackie said that she would refuse to film Basketball Wives if Takari comes on the show. That's the same thing Rashida from, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta should have did. She should have refused to film if, Jasmine Washington was going to be on the show. So anyways, now we get down to the nitty gritty. Jackie does not want Takari on the show to tell her story. And my biggest gripe and my biggest thing for everything that I was doing the videos on, and my stance was, I felt like VH1 and Jackie and Tammy and also Evelyn and Jennifer and Shawnee was using Takari's storyline, using all her book, using, what she said, the GoFundMe account, her son's tragic accident to actually to make money. And Takari actually said that is what happened. And she said that, she wants to be on Basketball Wives because, they're using her story. They're saying all these things that are not so accurate about her. And, she wants to tell her own story, and she's ready to talk. She's ready to speak because she has confidence in herself now. Years ago and up to last year, she didn't have confidence in speaking and talking to people because she's deaf, in one ear, half deaf in one ear, and then deaf in another ear, and she has a speech impediment and a lisp. And so that's why she didn't want to be like out there, but now she's ready to be out there, and she's ready to tell her story. So, she wants to be on the show now because they're using her. That's what I was saying. They're using her because there's nothing going on. Like Takari said, with Evelyn, no one cares who she slept with anymore. Tammy doesn't want to even be on Basketball Wives anymore. Jackie doesn't have a storyline. Jennifer doesn't have a storyline. Malaysia don't have a storyline, and the new chicks don't have a storyline as well. So, and Takari said what is real is her storyline. Her situation with her mother is real. So that's something that's actually real reality TV to use, is her story. So she doesn't have a problem with actually going on the show. And she also said that she has a book coming out to talk about what went down last season. And she also was there on Jaxson Lee Hollywood Unlocked to promote her brother's book as well. So yes, she is promoting. Yes, she does have a story to tell, but I believe she should tell her story. I don't believe no one else up there on the show should be telling her story. And if they're going to make money off of Takari, everybody's making money off of Takari, but Takari's not making money off of herself. And Takari says she does appreciate Evelyn reaching out to her, giving her the $3,500, and also, putting her story out there, putting the book out there, because she said she had no allies. She didn't have anybody that would listen to her, anybody that even cared what she was saying. None of the producers, not Shawnee, nobody wanted to know what was really going on with Takari. They just stayed away. But Evelyn actually came towards her. But we know why Evelyn did it as well. We can pretend and we can act like, oh, Evelyn did it because she's loving, she's caring. It's a storyline, it's a plot, because there's no more Carl, there's no more in vitro, IVF, or whatever she's doing. There's no more of that. And even though it came from a negative place, it was positive for Takari. And maybe it was positive for Evelyn too, that she actually helped somebody, that she actually helped Takari. So with that situation, Takari feels like she's grateful to Evelyn, and she said that, Evelyn stood up for her and said what was going on with her, because people was accusing Takari of being a liar, being money hungry, and all types of stuff, and Jackie made her out to be a villain. So she was very appreciative towards, Evelyn, and she even thanked Evelyn for everything, because she said that when Laura Govan actually tried to bring up her story about what happened to her, Takari's story, what happened to Takari when she was growing up, Laura Govan went and, talked to Chantel, and she was talking to, Takari, and she was trying to bring that story out, and then Laura Govan got attacked by everybody, and she just left it alone. But she felt like Evelyn was strong enough, she had more power, and she was adamant about getting Takari's story out, even though it came from a negative place, but it made something really good, because it helped Takari face her truth and understand so many different, to see where her mother's coming from, and also gave her the business mind too as well. You know what, they're capitalizing off of me and my story, my childhood, my son's tragic accident. Why am I not getting paid for it? So she said Evelyn was stronger than Laura Govan, and she really did appreciate Laura Govan as well, but people attacked Laura Govan, and she just left the situation alone. And also, I was just like, wow, that's a lot of shit going on. And, but from Jackie's standpoint with Takari is, Jackie went on the Breakfast Club last year and said Takari is bipolar, and also she's being used. She's being used by a publicist, she's being used by a manager, and she's being used by her father, and her father that's in prison, and she's also being used by her boyfriend, and they're making her do these things. They're making her write the book, they're making her say all these negative things and try to tear the family apart, because they see Takari as a gold mine. She has people that's using her. And Jackie also said the GoFundMe money was a come up for Takari, because she ended up getting like $35,000 or $25,000, and she went and brought a car. She was buying weed, and her boyfriend was buying weed, and they was on Instagram posting pictures. I didn't see it. She said they was on Instagram posting pictures, buying new sneakers, Nikes and stuff like that. So she said she felt like her daughter was being taken advantage of, and her daughter was being extorted by people that was extorting her. Takari said that is not true. That did not happen. Her family members close to her cousins and everything, are the people that started the GoFundMe account because they did not have the money. And Jackie also says that, when her grandson got hurt at the daycare, when the hot water fell on his neck and shoulder and back from the bottle warmer, that the people that own the bottle warmer, and then also workman's comp, and then the daycare insurance was going to cover the medical bill, so she didn't need to pay for anything, and she didn't need a GoFundMe account. So let's clear that up. But Takari said that she needed the money, she didn't have the money, and she needed help, and she did meet with a lawyer and things like that. So that's the gist of most of the stuff that went down. So let's talk about more. So, Jason Lee said that he knew Jackie for 6 to 7 years, and he never met Takari. He didn't know who she even existed, and he didn't know that Jackie had a son named Doug. I was like, okay, you don't know nothing about Jackie, huh? And so also, and so Kari feels like, her story was used last year, but she said this year is really being used so much, that it's just incredible that she wants to be on the show, because everybody's capitalizing off of her. And she said that, her son was 8 years old when he was burnt, and he had 2nd to 3rd degree burns on his body. He was in a hospital for 3 to 4 days, and he was shipped off to a specialized hospital. And she didn't hear anything from her mom. Her mom didn't reach out to her, and she really wanted to reach out to her mom. She wanted to talk to her mom. She needed her mom, but she did not call her mom because they were not speaking. And she also said when her son was burnt in the hospital, that Jackie was out celebrating her wedding and Europe and everything. And we remember Jackie talking about, she called her daughter right away. She told Tammy, she told Evelyn, she told Tammy last year that she did call her daughter right when it happens. Nothing that she can do, so it was no need for her to fly down there, because her daughter told her not to. So she sent money, she sent teddy bears and candy Takari said that did not happen. She did not send any teddy bears, any candy, any money, and she did not get a phone call. Her daughter was out there at the hospital by herself, and she said she needed her mom, and she didn't have her grandmother because her grandmother did pass away. So she was feeling a certain type of way, and especially that her family was out there celebrating, one of Jackie's wedding anniversaries. And then when Jackie said in the wedding anniversary that I'm so glad I got all my kids with me, that a blogger picked up the story, went to Takari's Instagram and found out that the baby was burnt, and then she put the story out there, and more people, she hashtagged the story, and so more people found out, okay, oh, this Takari or her baby got burnt, because she said this is a month after her baby got burnt that the story actually took place, because it was a blogger that was watching the show and actually, did some research and found out the information. And so she also says that, she hasn't spoken to her mother since February of 2015, I believe. And, she hasn't talked to her. And she said she would call her mom, wish her happy birthday, happy anniversary, call her brothers and sisters, call Doug. Nobody would reach out to her. She's like, she didn't know why they wouldn't respond, why they wouldn't talk to her. But she was trying to reach out to them and be a daughter. And she was just blocked. And she didn't know why she was blocked. And she said that, she doesn't know if it's because of her dark skinness or being heavy set or whatever. She said that Jackie's actually the person that started that rumor, that Jackie was like, oh, my daughter Takari feels way because, she's heavy set and she's dark skinned and she think that we don't accept her. So then my Takari's own issue. So Takari said that she never said that about her mother. That's what, was said was on the show, and they ran with it. And Jackie's actually the one that started that rumor. That's what Takari said. And Takari also said that she was living, and in 2011, she was living in one of her mother's rental apartments. And then one night she was cooking dinner. When she was cooking dinner, her aunts and her uncles came to the house with garbage bags, packed all her stuff, told her she had to get out. She's being evicted. And Jackie said the bank is coming to, foreclose on the house, so you got to go. And she said she was talking to her mother, asking her why. She was like, give me some dignity. Let me pack my own stuff. She only had like maybe 6, 7, or 8 hours to move. And she said her aunts and her uncles came to do that to her because they're on Jackie's payroll because Jackie pays them. And she said she was still in a conversation with her mother while this was going on, and she had 2 children. And she stayed in a hotel. But Jackie also says that Takari's baby's father is a deadbeat. He don't work. He don't do nothing. Takari didn't address that situation, but she said he's there. And Takari has 4 kids now, but she has them all with the same man. She has one baby daddy. And so she was like, she stayed in a hotel. She didn't know why this happened. She had no idea that she had to move. And she just really felt hurt about the situation. So she stayed in a hotel for 2 weeks, which I already repeated. Takari says that, she stayed quiet. She stayed, silent. She went through a lot of different things because she was heavy set, because she was dark skinned growing up. And, she's 70% deaf in one ear, 30% deaf in the other ear. And she had a speech problem. And she said that, no one knew that she had all these problems when she was born, but her grandmother actually realized that she did have these problems because her grandmother was actually half deaf too as well. And so Jackie really didn't do anything about it. She just paid for, the treatments and the medical bills, but the mom, the grandmother took care of everything. And she also said that she lived with her grandmother since the day that she was born. Like, so since she was on this earth, she lived with her grandmother. She said after Jackie separated from her father that, she just stayed with her grandmother. She has no idea why Jackie and her father separated, and why she went to go stay with her grandmother, and why Jackie was never around. And she also says that, she was not allowed to talk about her father, mention her father, or talk about, his side of the family. And she really didn't have a relationship with her father's side of the family as well. Something went wrong. And that's why her half brother from her father's side, named Tyrone, has a book coming out, and he's going to be telling the backstory of why they separated and why, Takari actually went with, her grandmother. But at this point in time, they were saying Jackie was running the streets and selling drugs. So she was out there in that street life, and then Doug came in the picture. So we'll see what happens with that situation. And then she also talks about, that she does want to talk to her mother, that she does want to speak to her, that she does want to have a relationship with her. This is all very messy because this is public. But you know what? They're on the show talking about Takari, everything Takari. So it's about time that Takari get on the show and she tells her side of the story and go toe to toe, head to head with anybody, any questions or anything, and and tell her side, because there are stories out here that are negative towards Takari. And so then Takari actually talks about when her child was hurt. She said that her child was burnt September of 2016, and she didn't hear from anybody. She didn't hear from her mom until she didn't hear from her sister until October of 2015, something like that. She said, her son was burnt on, September of 2016. Then October 15th of 2016, that's when she talked to Chantel about the situation. October 15th, October 15th is when, of 2016, is when the story, hit the public eye, hit the media. That's when people started to notice, okay, oh, this is Jackie's daughter, this is Jackie's grandson that got burnt. So the burn actually happened in 2016. It didn't hit the media until October of 2016 as well. And she said she got a call from her sister Chantel when she was at the hospital, and that was it. Jackie wasn't mentioned. She tried to explain as much as she could to her sister, but she was in such of a panic because her child just got burnt. And so third degree burns. And she said at the hospital she had one of her uncles. She saw a lawyer that was there, and she had and she had a brother, Tyrone, I believe he was there too as well. And she also addressed that Jackie did not call her until December 10th of 2016. So her son actually got burnt, September 20th, 2016. Jackie did not reach out and talk to her until December 10th of 2016. Like, damn. And she said when she reached out to her, it was just like nothing. They really didn't talk about anything. She said, that's when she talked to her mom. So months later. And so she also talks about that, she started to cut herself when she was 11 or 12 years old. So that tells you that she was, she had some abuse issues. She had some neglect issues. There were some things that were going on and probably nobody even noticed. And she talks about her suicide letter. She only remembers one of her suicide letters, the ending part, but she doesn't still have the suicide letters. And she just said the only person that ever loved her and she only feel love from is from her grandmother and her kids. And she was like, she's sorry if she offends anybody, but it's hard for her to love. It's hard for her to understand when people do love her. And only time she experienced love was with, her grandmother and her two children. She didn't even mention her mother, her father, her brother, her sister, or her boyfriend. She said that's something that she's working on. And she said she just wants Jackie to love her and just, see her as a normal human being, see her as a person, and not pick her apart or think there's something wrong with her or look at her with disgust. Like, this shit is sad. And she also has text messages of her reaching out to her mom that's published in the book, but Jackie responding in a very hostile and nonchalant way to her daughter. And she said she reached out to her mom to help her with the book. I remember Jackie talking about that on Breakfast Club. I'm going to leave the playlist below so you can understand where Jackie come from. She said Jackie said that her daughter was just used. And so anyways, Takari says that Jackie helped her sister Chantel with an album, with a book, and she's helping Doug write a book, and she wouldn't help her write a book because Jackie felt like if she wrote a book that it was going to be negative, it's going to be slander, and why would she want to do that to her family? But Takari said she just wanted to tell her truth. She just wanted to tell her story. So, and Takari also says nobody reached out to her from the show. Anytime that she knows anything about the show is when her and Evelyn text back and forth. So Jackie does have some truth when she says that Evelyn and, Takari communicate, but they only communicate through IG. And she said, Evelyn was trying to get Takari on the show to tell her side of the story. Evelyn do have a vengeful mannerism, and she's being vengeful towards Jackie because of what Jackie said about her daughter being a builder whore, and then Jackie lying and all this other stuff. So she wants to bring Jackie to the light. Even Laura Govan wanted to do the same thing. So it seems like Evelyn has more of a power to do that. But if Jackie quits the show, Jackie said she's going to quit the show if Takari comes. And then Evelyn reached out to Takari to ask her, could you give me the dates and the time that I donated money? Takari said yes, I would, but I would like to hand it to you. I'm not going to send it to you because Takari at this time and point has the confidence to be on the show. A lot of people say it's about money, but they making money off of her and they're using her. So she might as well tell her story and tell it correctly the way that she want. And that's it. Speak her truth. And so, she just, talked to Evelyn on IG, and Evelyn's been trying to get her on the show, trying to get a scene with her, try to get on the show. That's what Evelyn is trying to do. And so, Shawnee's never reached out to, Takari. Takari says that Tammy sides with her mother because Tammy thinks that Takari's a scammer. She's a schemer. And Jackie feels like Takari's a scammer and a schemer, but she goes, she's not that. She just want to tell her story. These guys are scamming and scheming on using her on Basketball Wife. So why not let the horse's mouth speak its truth, So, she says that, she talks to Chantel here and there, but it's so sad because you see Jackie all over Chantel grandbaby, and you see Takari talks about she just wants Jackie to love her grandkids. They deserve love. They deserve their grandmother. They deserve their step grandfather or whatever. That why can't her kids experience love? Why can't she? How come if there's a problem between her and Jackie, her grandkids and have nothing to do with it? They want attention too. They want love. And so she feels like, Jackie wants to quiet Takari because she's embarrassed of the story that Takari's going to tell. Yes, this is very embarrassing. Jackie should have went last year when this shit hit the fan about Takari and everything. She should have built a relationship with Takari. I don't know if Takari was actually open to a relationship, but she said she was. So we're only going by this is all alleged. We're going by what Takari said and what Jackie says. Jackie is going to respond. So anyways, if I was Jackie, I would have reached out to my daughter ASAP. I would have had her on the show and we would have been doing counseling together. This is what I said in all my videos, that Jackie and her daughter needed to come together. And so they can bring the family together and bring it. Their story's already on TV or whatever, or they can do it privately. But since they have Evelyn coming after them and attacking them, because Evelyn has every right to say whatever she wants to say about the situation, especially if she feel like she was wronged. And if it's going to be a storyline, these people, we all know on reality TV, these people would do anything and everything to be on reality TV and keep their storyline going because the money's good, the attention's good, the booking's good, and being relevant is good too as well. So I can't hate Evelyn. I did last year, but not this year. I done moved on. So Jackie should have took Takari under her arms and took them grandkids, took everybody and did what she's supposed to do and healed that situation. She could have been in counseling for a year, taking care of that, so this story wouldn't come out. She could have been on this season with her daughter, talking about what they did and how she messed up and how she want to make it a better place between her and her daughter and build a bond with all the grandkids and have it incorporated in the show, and then even have, Takari maybe say something negative about Evelyn, So, and then they couldn't use Jackie's dirt against her. So also, Takari talks about that Doug, always sided with Jackie, like he never really had her back. He never really cared about her, and so many different words. And she would tell her mom, like, listen, our relationship is between me and you. Doug, I'm not his daughter. He don't really understand me. So let's talk. But Jackie will always grab Doug, just like you've seen our previous season, where she will always incorporate Doug into her drama and get his advice. But as she should, because that's his husband. But also she should have kept something private between her and Takari. And so Takari also talked about Jackie using her grandmother as a storyline. When the grandmother was sick, Jackie wouldn't want to be bothered with her mother on the show, but only when it was time to film. And her grandmother was half on narcotics because she had cancer. She was sleeping. She would do that scene. She only used it for a storyline. And then the grandmother was like, Jackie won't even talk to me. She won't come see me. She won't be next to me in the house. She just got me up in this house. And so one night, all the kids came there, rescued the grandmother because she was ready to go. Doug helped them pack, and the grandmother left. And then that's when Jackie didn't pay for the funeral, and actually Takari's grandmother's best friend actually paid for the grandmother's funeral because Jackie was pissed because the mother left. And then Jackie was celebrating her bachelorette party when her mom was in the hospital dying. And the whole family was at the hospital except for Jackie. Like, this makes Jackie look terrible. It makes her look awful. It looks disgusting. It's sickening. That this is what I'm saying. People will stoop to any level to be on these TV shows. But this is all allegedly, because I don't know if it's actually true. It's like, damn. And actually, Jackie's grandmother when they were Takari was raised by her grandmother from the time that she was born, and then at 9 years old they moved in with Jackie, and then the grandmother took care of all the kids. How can you do your mom like that when you thought your mom was good enough to live with you and take care of the kids and everything while you was out here running and chasing Doug around and going from here to there? But you can respect your mother's wishes because the mother wanted to die in Washington State. So it is what it is with this situation. So it's like, but going further, Takari wants a relationship with her daughter, but I mean Takari wants a relationship with her mom, but I don't know how this situation is going to look, because Jackie got to be peeved, upset, mad, full of vengeance. So maybe we might say interview from Jackie tomorrow, and it's going down. So also, what else was it? Yep, Takari wants to film, and she doesn't know why. She said the reason why Jackie is so mad at Evelyn is because Evelyn was able to expose Takari's situation and expose the book and bring light to the situation more than anyone ever could have. And so that's why she's really upset. And she's upset with Chantel because she thinks, she's scared that Chantel is going to side with Evelyn. But Takari also says that her mom, as she can't face the truth, she can't face reality because she wants to be real. That's all she wants to do is be real, but she can't be real because if the truth was looking her in the face and smacking her, kicking her, she wouldn't be able to see it. If it spit on her, she wouldn't be able to see it. So, and then Takari also said the first time she heard from her mother about, how her response about her grandson being burnt was on TMZ, when she said that, if all my daughter was money, I would have gave it to her. And then Takari said that Jackie has not taken care of her, has not gave her any money. She takes care of herself, she works, she pays her own bill, and she doesn't know why Jackie keeps lying on these shows, acting like she sent her money, give her money or gifts, or even do anything from the grandkids. So this is one of the reasons why Takari wants to be on the show. Peace, I'm out. Tell me what you think. This is gonna be a whole different look, baby. Whole different look. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But you can take your wrongs and make them right while you still living, while you still got breath. Peace. I'm out. One love.